Say sayonara and pour out a glass of blue milk for the Galactic Starcruiser, the Disney Star Wars LARPing hotel experience. The boutique luxury bunker that was is no more. It has been closed down. Perhaps it will become a Halloween spirit store. We don't know yet what they're going to do with it. One thing we do know is that whatever they were doing did not work. But why? What failed with the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser? We called it so long ago, but how did we know that this would never work? Even to the point that Kathleen Kennedy now has been forced into a very embarrassing situation as the once magnificent, not really, once tremendous, you know that's not true, Star Wars Hotel has shut down. All right, folks, welcome back as we endeavor to explain entertainment and keep you ahead of the culture curve. One of the ways we do that is we take a look at failures, also successes. Unfortunately, Disney has not given us much of the latter as of late. Although I must say, we rated on this channel, if you can believe it, the Loki Season 2, Episode 1, the premiere, we rated it positively. Can you believe that? We rated it positively. So there is hope. There is hope indeed, but not for the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser. And we sat around and had a conversation recently talking about why this thing failed. Besides the fact that the blue shrimp look weird, besides the fact that the blue milk and the green milk are just terrible and not even really milk at all. They taste like mixed up cold fruity pebbles. But we talked about why. Why did this thing not come through? And folks, I think we're in for a fascinating, deep dive conversation as to what went wrong and how Disney and Star Wars can avoid this in the future. Well, beyond just the fact that good Star Wars would go a long way, and we're a long way from that right now. And this is out of the Orlando Sentinel. Disney may have ways to recycle Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser. This, of course, is the hotel that was a giant LARPing experience where, no, you were not just watching actors, but instead you were the actor yourself, and we can all fancy how fabulously terrible that went with those who are not good at such role-playing. But here's what the article says. The end is here for Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser, Walt Disney World's immersive two-night experience. Its final bookings wrapped up September 3rd. After the announcement in May about Starcruiser's fate, national media outlets took a run at what went wrong, using language such as horrendously expensive, warehouse-like building, slickly marketed dinner theater, and dangerous omen for Disney. It goes on to talk about just how bad things went, of course, but they're beginning to wonder what could they possibly do with this thing. And let me just say, that's the food. That's disgusting. The blue shrimp.
The blue shrimp.
No, it just did not.
I'd rather have the gray stuff. It's delicious.
Don't believe me. That's delicious.
That's right. But it says here, basically everyone's an armchair engineer or Imagineer when it comes to the Starcruiser building. Make it a Star Wars hotel, but with a pool. Make it a Star Wars hotel, but with a Mandalorian theme, etc., etc. I'm going to tell the writer for this that this thing's not made to be just a standard hotel. It only has 100 rooms. It's really not able to do that. More articles, of course, out of the Disney Insider. Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser is closed
100
now.
teeny tiny rooms.
Yes, well, when your children are in bunkers in the wall, you know you're not doing well.
Mm-hmm.
But Lorena, tell us
what... Did you say bunkers? Sorry.
Lorena, tell us your thoughts on why this failed so badly, and what do you think Disney can use it for going forward?
Well, the reason why it failed so badly was, one, you were not getting what I would call perceived value for your dollar, when before it was going to be just a Star Wars hotel. And you saw the art for it. I'm like, this is cool. I get to stay in a hotel that's like Star Wars for however many number of days and nights you want to stay. It's going to be cool. We can go to Galaxy's Edge. Well, that's what they were calling it, at the time. I'm like, this is going to be great. A Star Wars hotel. Like, literally, I thought something up like the Grand Floridian or something like that dropped in the middle of Galaxy's Edge. I'm like, how cool is that? This is going to be great. I'm going to have dinner with Vader. I'm going to, haggle with Jawas. I'm going to kick droids out of my bar. Things like that you expected to get. But instead, it was this high-priced experience for 1.5 days, not even 2, really, starting at, I think, like $5,000 for, 2 people, and in, steerage class, not, one of the other
Oh, those captain's cabins that are like $10,000.
Yes, those captain's cabins, and all of that. And they based it erroneously on the sequel trilogy, not on the original trilogy, where people who have been fans of these films for years, for decades, have been bringing their kids, their grandkids, especially to something called Star Wars Weekends, which I have very fond memories of. That was happening at the studios. And instead of basing it on that, with that kind of revenue model, they base it on a sequel trilogy where most people aren't really connected to it. I walk in through Galaxy's Edge all the time, and more often than not, you hear people who are just like, "Where's the old Star Wars at? What is this? I have no idea what this is." So couple that based with its extremely high price point based on Star Wars lore that your garden variety Star Wars normies aren't familiar with, and you have literally a recipe for flipping disaster. And I predicted that this thing, either they were going to need to change their business model or close down, because that is not sustainable what they had going on.
And they chose close down, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I think under different circumstances.
We heard for months, the people out there who said they'll never shut it down. It's Star Wars. You all don't know what you're talking about. They'll make it better. They closed it down. And that really, I think, shows that the company realizes how badly this franchise is damaged. What I want to ask all of you on the panel is this more a function of a failed concept, or is this closure a function of a failed franchise? Which one, what's the percentage here? Is it a bad idea, what they did, or is it a bad franchise that no longer can draw for a boutique experience?
I would call it a bad idea. I would drive by there constantly. You can almost see like tumbleweeds coming by, like no activity whatsoever. If it would have been priced at, like, say, I love medieval times, no disrespect. Medieval times is a great fun time to have. But if it's like, okay, you can pay, $200, bring your family there for a couple of hours for a Star Wars immersive experience, whether it's sequel trilogy or original trilogy, I think that would have gone over better with people's budgets than opposed to, say, close to $6,000. We're going to lock you up basically in a bottle. We're going to stick you in a renovated U-Haul, which I call an us bus, to take you from the Starcruiser to Batu at the butt crack of dawn, first of all, to get you in. And that's basically all you get to do.
Anyone else on the panel see why this didn't work?
So many reasons. But first of all is theming it the period that they chose rather than the original. Whether it would have been a better idea if you really had Luke Skywalker and all the gang that we all, because, hey, gang, at that price, it's us grandpas who are going to pay for it, because, the younger fans, if there are any, ain't going to happen. But to me, this whole thing of what are they going to do with it that this article was going to talk about, it's in the wrong place to be turned into anything else. It doesn't, for example, let's say you wanted to make a sci-fi take on the old Adventurers Club. There's no foot traffic. There's no connection to any place else. Let's say you want to make it an addition to Galaxy's Edge. Well, who's going to pay the price you pay to get into the park first, go to Galaxy's Edge, and then take what? Between the ride over, the ride back, and whatever they do with you while you're there, 2 or 3 hours out of your day to do that? That's the theme park equivalent of paying $5,000 for the weekend. It's a bad idea. And what I said about small rooms and what you said, all I said was, if it was a real Galactic cruiser, if it was the equivalent in the future of Viking or Regency or one of these great cruise lines, then the food in the rooms would be luxurious. It would match up to the clientele, which was not supposed to be poor Star Wars people, but rich Star Wars people.
But Mr. Ghost, they don't need that. The idea was, and this goes throughout the Star Wars, franchise, they don't need to give you excellent, luxurious content because the brand sells itself. That's what we've been told over and over and over. And now suddenly the brand doesn't sell itself anymore.
Well, because it isn't the brand. That's not the brand you were looking for.
That is not the brand you were looking for. I like that.
You win today.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Go to the Ritz cracker section. It's on sale, 2 for $5.
I feel like you're so close from doing a Vulcan salute.
Yes, yes.
Live long and prosper. All right, folks, we've come to the end. As we say here, we enjoyed it very much. And we enjoyed it because you shared your time with us. Thank you so much for that. If you like content like this, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, and when you click it, you stick it to the algorithms. It's the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. So many have so much to say about the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser. Did you go on it? Did you not? Would you spend the money? Would you not? Let us know what happened in your opinion. We care about what you think, and we covet your comments. Folks, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, unlike the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser, keep learning, keep growing, stay open, and keep having fun!